Fashion Nova, H&M, Forever 21, and Adidas. What all these companies have in common? They're all considered to be fast fashion. If you're unaware of what fast fashion is, Terry Nguyen of Vox recently stated that fast fashion is clothing that is made very quickly and very cheaply to keep up with the trends. Because of this, most of the time it is made overseas by underpaid workers in conditions that are both bad for the workers and for the environment. But as consumers, we rarely think about the price that other people pay for the clothing that we wear. Through my research, I have found out how negatively impacted the world is by fast fashion, and as somebody who is trying to create a green closet themselves, I would like to talk about ways that we can stray away from fast fashion while still being happy with our wardrobe. So first we're going to be talking about the impacts that fast fashion has on the world. And first, let me ask you, who makes your clothing? Recently, 2017, Good For You writer Marie Montessori said that 260 million children are in forced labor right now, and of those children, 170 million are in work are in conditions that the International Labor Organization believes to be unsafe. These are the children that are making your clothing. In the textile industry, child labor can be seen all over, but it is most evident in the cotton industry. In places such as Uzbekistan, children have to work in the cotton fields during the summertime, and if they refuse to and protest this, they oftentimes are told that they cannot go back to school by the government. They literally are being forced to work in the cotton fields. But it doesn't stop there. And the factories are just as bad. In southern India, if a when a girl comes the age of getting her menstrual cycle, they put hormones in their food that they eat to stop them from getting a menstrual cycle, so they are becoming more quick and not as lazy with their working. Apparently, that's what they think. So these children are seen as objects, and their only goal is to work and produce clothing. So they're not really having a childhood, and that's the cost your clothing can have. But besides that, the fast fashion industry also harms the environment. Morgan McFall Johnson of Business Insider said that 10% of the total emissions, like carbon emissions in the world, come from fast fashion. That's more than international flights. Last year, Rykart and Drew of the World Institute said that one cotton shirt takes 2,700 liters of water to make. Just one single shirt. That's crazy. Uh, and if to put that in perspective, one person could stay hydrated on that much water for 2.5 years. Uh, McFarlane Johnson also said that the leftover dyes that they use to dye these clothing gets dumped into water streams and pollutes our ocean and rivers. Uh, and Tanya Skolsberg said of the New York Times recently said that 85% of textiles end up in a landfill. And this is because clothing companies, when something is out of trend and it's no longer selling, they just dump it into the trash can. And a lot of times, people, the consumers who keep up with these fashion trends, are doing the same thing. And as you can see in these two pictures, this is the effect that dyes have on the water, and this is how much clothing is just stocked up in our landfills. And because they use synthetic fibers made out of fossil fuels to make clothing, these shirts are never decomposing. They're always going to be in these landfills with nowhere else to go. So now we're going to be talking about solutions to not supporting fast fashion companies. Besides not knowing about fast fashion, a lot of people don't know where to start looking for other places to shop. And that's understandable because Michelle Kazami of Flair said that a $50 shirt from a fast fashion company could cost you about $100 if you buy it from a sustainable brand, which not everybody can do, and that's completely understandable. So the first suggestion comes from Jessica Finch of Retail Insider, and there's a huge rise of secondhand shopping and thrifting in Canada right now, actually. The reason that you should thrift instead of buying from other companies is because, first of all, if you're buying other people's used clothing, it's not ending up in a landfill. Secondly, you're not directly supporting these fast fashion companies and what they're doing. And a lot of people will say, well, I don't want to thrift because I don't like the style that they have at my thrift stores and everything. But the how big thrifting has been pretty huge, and you can even thrift online now. Companies such as uh, Poshmark, Depop, and ThredUp are all online thrift companies where you can search what kind of clothing that you like and you can find it, so you can still online shop while being sustainable. A second thing to note is that if you are going to buy fast fashion, it is recommended that you only buy things that are not trendy, uh, because this means you are going to keep it in your closet for longer and it's not going to be thrown away, and it's something that you're going to value more. But if you do have extra money and you can shop from things from higher end stores, sustainable shopping is a great way to go. A writer from Elle magazine's Daisy Murray says that stores such as Reformation, House of Sunny, and Live the Process are all great brands that are sustainable and great for the environment. Most sustainable companies will have it listed on their website or on the tags of their clothing that this is made from sustainable sources. So you should always know when something is sustainable or not. Also, Kazami says that you should just shop local. If you shop local, then you know that there is no unethical labor laws or unethical ways to dump waste, which is also a great and reassuring way to shop. So, in conclusion, the next time that you go shopping and you see a cute shirt that you really like, I hope you stop and think about the impact that it had on the person that made it and the environment. Fast fashion is not something that we should be supporting as much as we do or thinking so carelessly about. There's a ton of options to not shop firsthand for fast fashion items, such as thrifting, shopping from sustainable brands, or shopping locally. And in this way, we can end fast fashion and stop giving money to places and corporations that are okay with the way that they are treating children and the way that they are impacting the world. Thank you.